Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Adli Rizwan Shah Muhammad Ali. To all my students, I'm still at the office now. It's already just finished my Maghrib prayer. Basically, this is the time that I'm free because the whole day that I have to actually entertain the my students. Um, right, so what you call it? So this is the time that I have what you call it, some free time, and today's lecture is regarding about innovation. So bear with me for about 10 minutes. So I'll try to my best to actually deliver the presentation in a very short time and also clear. Right. So uh, if you look at the what you call it, what is actually innovation? Innovation is something new. You are creating something which is new in the market, and basically it is actually sometimes acceptable by some individual and might not be acceptable by the others. But the objective of this lecture is actually to provide students with a better understanding of the issues on creativity and also innovation, especially for those that are related to entrepreneurship. And I know that ISEP 10 is actually going on, and we have to be creative, we have to be innovative to be able for us to actually what you call it, attract customers to your whatever events that you are actually organizing. And basically creativity techniques that can be applied in your ISEP 10. Now the learning outcome will be more, we can be more open-minded, and we are actually ready to accept new ideas. We can also gain an understanding of issues on creativity, innovation, and also learn to apply creativity techniques. So a little bit about the innovation. Basically, Peter Drucker, 1986, has stated that innovation is what we call it, a specific tool of entrepreneurs, the means by which they exploit change as an opportunity for a different business or service. So something which is new, and then it can be exploited, right, for the benefit of the company or the organization. Now it is actually capable of being presented as a discipline, capable of being learned, and also capable of being practiced. Now when we say that we want to create something new, then we have to have creativity. So what is actually creativity? So creativity or creative ideas can be work uh, our or extracted from three different perspectives as suggested by Besson and Tit 2007. Firstly, we look at the creative at the personal level. So are we creative enough to actually to create something new, or is actually at the group or social creativity stresses the preservation of teams and groups, and also contextual creativity focusing on the creativity that relates to internal and external context. Right, the component of creativity, basically we have creative thinking skills, motivation, and also knowledge. These are the three components, important components of creativity. So firstly, we have to be very, we call it, creative in our thinking, and then we have to have motivation to do it, and also knowledge, okay, on what would be the customers really want in the market. So that would be the creativity components. Now, how are we going to be creative? So there are creativity techniques. So basically, creativity techniques is either from attribute listing or maybe from problem reversal. So you have a problem and how to actually to rectify it. Force analogy, mind mapping. So you do some mind mapping, lateral thinking, and also brainstorming. Brainstorming is actually you gather friends, your colleagues, then you try to list out all the ideas which is might be good or might be bad. You just brainstorm. Okay, there is no right or wrong. Okay, you just give some ideas about some issues and so on. Right. Now, how actually the creativity process, okay, can be implemented by a personal or by a group or in the context. So basically the creative process can be done in incubation, so whereby you have incubators, maybe you have a lab, or what we call it R&D, and then so on. And then maybe you can generate ideas, lot of ideas. Okay, all right. So this is actually can be done by actually freeing, okay, by giving opportunity of individual to give ideas, and then we have to evaluate, and also implement, and then also we look at the knowledge accumulation. So this is the process of activity. So this is actually something which is really important that we can. And all right, now going back to what would be the factors that influence creativity. Firstly, uh, maybe we can see that if people encourage us to be more creative, then we can become more creative. Then sometimes we need to have autonomy, whereby we work on our own, so then we can become creative. Because if we do not have the autonomy to be creative, then it will be difficult for us to be creative. Then we must have resources. So what will be the resources for us to be creative, right? So sometimes we cannot become creative because we do not have the resources. And also we have to have pressures. Okay, for example, me myself, I tend to be more creative. Okay, and then you must actually avoid any mental block. By when we want to see innovation being done, so we cannot block all the ideas, so we have to be open. All right, that would be the factors influencing creativity. And now let's look at the barriers, okay, of creativity itself. Okay, now the barriers of creativity. All right, there are several factors. Okay, for example, over management. So the management actually do not actually facilitate creativity to the employees. And then fear of criticism. You are afraid of being critics, you are afraid of failure, you are afraid of risks, and so on. And then sometimes stress. Okay, so this is the barriers of creativity. And also personal belief of not you cannot do that, you cannot do this, and so on. So that would be the barriers to creativity. Now let's look at innovation. What is actually innovation? Innovation can be defined as a process by which entrepreneurs convert opportunities, ideas, okay, into marketable solutions. Innovation, according to Schumpeter 1934, is the introduction of a new good or a new quality of the good, and then probably introduction of a new method of production, opening a new market, conquest of a new source of supply, and carrying out of the new organization of an industry. Now, for example, one of the innovation that I've done for ICEP 10 is actually providing a departmental, we call it, structure, and also events, whereby in the previous ICEP we do not have that kind of structure. This is like some innovation in the ICEP 10, and that's one example. Now let's look at the type of innovation. Okay, the type of innovation, firstly, is invention. So you invent something new. Maybe you extend, okay, for example, product which are in the market, and maybe you duplicate, and also maybe you synthesis. So these are the four types of innovation. Now the source of innovation, okay, can be from the new knowledge concept, the process needs, change of demographic, and unexpected events or occurrence. So this might be the source of innovation. Okay, so basically sometimes you find that there is a new concept or a new technology, so you become a source of innovation, right? Something like that. Okay, so what would be the process of innovation? How the innovation can be actually be successful? Now there are three phases of simplified innovation process. First is the conception, then the implementation, then its marketing part. So basically these three phases is very important. First, you try to get some how you want to actually generate ideas, then you evaluate the ideas, then you plan the project, And then you develop in the implementation stage, you develop the construction, prototype development, pilot application testing, and so on. And also in this stage, for example, if you look at the implementation stage for ISET, for example, if you have an event, for example, you can actually ask your friends whether you want to attend this event or not. And if for example, if your target market are students, but if your target market outsiders, then you might want to ask the outside people whether you want to attend to your event, right? Or maybe is USIM is a good place for them to actually to come, okay, to listen to your to attend, to participate in your event, and so on. And then the marketing aspect is very important too. So here we have to look at the production side, the market launch and penetration, whether we want to go for national or international. Alright, so that would be some, what you call it, uh, ideas about, or some information, okay, about innovation and creativity. So I would personally hope that ISET 10, okay, the entrepreneurship students of ISET 10 can become more creative and also can become more innovative in developing or in organizing your events, and to make sure that ISET 10 at CFest is a success and we can make a lot of profit from there. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.